Let's get right into it. Number 8. Your brain's addiction to bad news. Ever notice how one mean comment ruins your whole day, but 10 compliments just bounce right off? That's because your brain is literally addicted to bad news. It's constantly scanning for threats, bad news, and anything that could hurt you. Scientists call it the negativity bias, and it's basically your brain being a drama queen. Your brain evolved this way because back in caveman days, missing a compliment about your new loincloth wasn't going to kill you, but missing the signs of a hungry lion meant game over. Scientists did brain scans and found that negative news lights up our brains like a Christmas tree. Meanwhile, positive news barely registers. Even babies do this. Scientists found that 1-year-olds stare longer at frowning faces than smiling ones. They're basically tiny negativity machines fresh out of the womb, and the news media knows about this glitch in your brain. They exploit it every single day. That's why your newsfeed looks like the apocalypse is happening in real time. They're not trying to inform you. They're hunting for your attention using your brain's built-in paranoia. This brain quirk that was supposed to keep us alive is now making us miserable. It's like having a super-sensitive smoke alarm that goes off every time you make toast. Number 7. When your lizard brain takes the wheel. Imagine you're driving home after a long day, and some guy cuts you off in traffic. Suddenly, you're screaming words that would make a sailor blush. Your heart's racing, your face is red, and you're considering following this guy home to teach him a lesson. Then, 10 minutes later, you're wondering why you almost went full Grand Theft Auto over something so small. You've just experienced what scientists call an amygdala hijack. Think of your brain like a car with 2 drivers. The first driver is your rational brain. It plans routes and follows traffic rules. The second driver is your lizard brain, the amygdala. It's a paranoid passenger who occasionally grabs the wheel. This tiny almond-shaped part of your brain hasn't evolved much since we were running from saber-toothed tigers. It doesn't know the difference between a minor traffic incident and a life-or-death situation. To your lizard brain, that guy who cut you off might as well be trying to eat you. It floods your body with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol before your rational brain can even weigh in. Suddenly, you're physiologically prepared to fight a bear, but all you're actually doing is arguing about who should do the dishes. Your amygdala also stores emotional memories. That's why a random song at the grocery store can suddenly make you cry about your ex from 10 years ago. Your logical brain is sitting there like, really? We're doing this in the produce section? But your lizard brain already hit play on the emotional breakdown soundtrack. Number 6. The confidence of the clueless. Ever met someone who's absolutely convinced they're God's gift to cooking after watching 2 TikTok recipes? That's the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. It's when your brain is so bad at something, it's also too bad to realize how bad it is. The less you know about something, the more confident you are that you're amazing at it. It's like your brain is running a confidence scam on itself. The really messed up part is, the actual experts are usually full of self-doubt. So while Dave from accounting is absolutely certain he could fix the economy, actual economists are sweating bullets. It's like climbing a mountain. When you're at the bottom, you can't see how big it really is. But the person who's actually near the top can see just how massive the mountain really is. They know there's always more to learn. This brain flaw isn't just annoying, it can be dangerous. Imagine a completely confident but clueless person in charge of important decisions. Like that guy who thinks he can fix his home's electrical wiring after watching one YouTube video. And here's the really fun part. If you're thinking, I definitely don't have this problem. Well, bad news, buddy. That's exactly what someone with this problem would think. Number 5. The invisible gorilla in the room. Imagine you're watching a basketball game and counting passes between players. Suddenly, a person in a gorilla suit walks right through the middle of the game. You'd notice that, right? Well, probably not. When scientists tested this, about half the people didn't see the gorilla at all. It's like their brains just decided, nope, not important, delete that. Scientists call this inattentional blindness. Think of your attention like a flashlight in a dark room. Whatever you point it at becomes clear, but everything else might as well be invisible. They even tested this on expert radiologists looking at lung scans. These doctors, who spend their entire careers looking for tiny abnormalities, completely missed a small gorilla that was edited into the scans. Their eye tracking showed they looked right at it. If a doctor can miss a gorilla while looking for cancer, what else are they missing? What if the thing they miss isn't a silly gorilla, but something that could save your life? This is happening to you right now. Every single day. That car you didn't see while changing lanes is inattentional blindness. Your brain is constantly deciding what you get to see and what stays hidden. So next time you're absolutely certain you didn't miss anything important, Remember, there might be a gorilla doing backflips right in front of you, and your brain is just too busy counting basketballs to notice. Number 4. Your memory is a terrible movie critic. Imagine your brain as the world's laziest movie reviewer. Instead of watching the whole film, it just catches the most intense scene and the ending, then writes a review based on that. That's exactly how your memory works with everything in your life. Scientists call this the peak end rule. Let's say you go to a concert. The first hour is amazing, the middle is boring, but the last song is terrible. Your brain's going to remember this as a bad concert. It doesn't matter that you had the time of your life for the first hour. Your memory is like, that ending sucked, 1-star review. This mental glitch even affects how we experience pain. Doctors have found that patients remember medical procedures as less traumatic if they end on a slightly less painful note, even if they were screaming in agony for most of it. It's like your brain is gaslighting you about your own experiences. Fancy restaurants always save their best desserts for last. They know your brain will remember the whole meal based on that final chocolate explosion in your mouth. It's also why toxic relationships can be so hard to leave. If someone's terrible 90% of the time but gives you an amazing weekend right before you're about to break up, your brain might file the whole relationship under, maybe not so bad. So next time you're reminiscing about the good old days, remember your memory is probably leaving out all the boring and bad parts. Number 3. The echo chamber in your skull. Your brain is basically running a one-person cult, and you're the only member. It's constantly filtering out anything that might make you question your beliefs. Scientists call this confirmation bias, but I like to call it the brain's yes-man syndrome. Your brain literally gets high on agreeing with itself. When you hear something that matches what you already believe, your brain releases happy chemicals. It's like your neurons are having a little party going, yeah, we knew it all along. But when something challenges your beliefs, your brain treats it like a threat. It's basically putting its fingers in its ears going, la la la, can't hear you. Your brain will actually start believing lies if it hears them enough times. It's called the illusory truth effect. You could hear that the moon is made of cheese 100 times, and your brain will start thinking, well, maybe it is. And social media makes this way worse. Every time you click on something you agree with, the algorithms feed you more of the same stuff. Before you know it, you're trapped in a digital bubble where everyone thinks exactly like you. It's like being in a cult where you're both the leader and the follower. Number 2. Your brain's unemployed roommate. Imagine having the world's worst roommate living rent-free in your head. This roommate never shuts up, constantly brings up embarrassing memories, and loves to remind you of that stupid thing you said 5 years ago. Well, surprise. You actually do have this roommate. Scientists call it the default mode network, or DMN for short. This lazy roommate kicks into high gear the moment you're not focused on anything specific. Just sitting there thinking about nothing is when this freeloader starts its favorite activity, making you overthink everything. Remember that awkward thing you said 5 years ago at a party? Your brain's unemployed roommate remembers. It loves playing the what-if game at 3 a.m. when you're trying to sleep. What if you forget how to walk during your presentation tomorrow? What if your cat is secretly plotting to murder you? But this lazy roommate sometimes comes up with brilliant ideas, like when you're taking a shower and suddenly solve that problem you've been stuck on for days. It's like having a conspiracy theorist who occasionally comes up with billion-dollar ideas. But when this network goes into overdrive, it can trap you in an endless loop of anxiety and depression. It's like being stuck in a room with someone who only knows how to tell horror stories. So next time you're lying in bed at 3 a.m., replaying every awkward conversation you've ever had, remember? It's just your brain's unemployed roommate working the night shift. Number 1. Why you love that lopsided bookshelf. Imagine spending your entire Saturday afternoon wrestling with an IKEA bookshelf. The instructions look like they were written by a drunk alien. You're sweating, cursing, and wondering if that extra screw you found is important. Finally, after what feels like a war with Swedish furniture, it's done. The shelf is slightly crooked, and there's a weird gap between 2 boards, but you absolutely love it. You think it's the best bookshelf ever made. Scientists call this the IKEA effect. When you make something yourself, your brain gets high on its own supply. Studies show people will pay 63% more for furniture they built themselves, even if it looks like it was assembled by a blindfolded monkey. It's like your brain is that parent who thinks their kid's terrible crayon drawing belongs in the Louvre. This isn't just about furniture either. Ever made a cake that looked like it survived an earthquake, but you still thought it was amazing? That's the IKEA effect at work. But this is the same brain flaw that keeps people stuck in terrible projects they've invested time in. Like that novel you've been writing for 5 years that's basically just Twilight with zombies. Your brain is literally lying to you about how good your creations are just to make you feel better about the time you spent on them. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.